This is day 377 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. If you'd like to sponsor an upcoming shir or more of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi, please contact me directly. It'd be very greatly appreciated. Today we are doing Siman Reish Samech Sif Vav to Siman Reish Samech Aleph Sif Vav. So we're talking about preparations there of Shabbos for Shabbos. Vav. Yesh kosu apit Shabbos Rabbi Yehuda Chosid Shelo L'Kalech V'Lo L'Tot Tziponayim Pirosh Chodesh Afilu Chal B'Erev Shabbos. Happens to be that this today is a Wednesday, and Rosh Chodesh Tammuz is this Friday. Let's see what he says. Actually, Thursday is also Rosh Chodesh. Minei Sakar, because of danger. There's also brought down not to cut the nails of your hands and your feet on one day. Mr. Buddha says it's best to cut your feet nails, your toenails on for Thursday and your fingernails on Friday. Back to those who write not to cut one's hair nor to cut one's nails on Thursday, because they're going to start growing on Shabbos. Most of this is a problem again Avram. The problem is that it's against an explicit Mishnah Tainis to Anshe Mishmar. The people of the Mishmar, the new Mishmar, would get their haircuts on Thursday in preparation for taking over on Shabbos. And also, what prohibitions there in starting growing on Shabbos? And they covered Shabbos, no one to stop at Erev Shabbos, because in the honor of Shabbos, it's preferable to take the haircut on Erev Shabbos. If you know that you will not have time on Erev Shabbos, it's widespread and acceptable to take a haircut and to cut one's nails on Thursday. They also wrote, and we cut your nails, you should not cut them in order. Small b'kmitza, and the left hand you should start it with the ring finger over yamin be'etzba, and the right hand with the pointer. The similar the similar is the bahaga b'small uv da'aga b'yamin. The different Rosh Tevos for the letters. The kosel sharisa likbid al zeh. Different Rosh Tevos for the names of the fingers. Actually, not Rosh for names. Sorry. The bahaga is the fourth finger, the second finger, the fifth finger, the third finger, and the first finger on the left, and bidaga, the second finger, the fourth finger, the first finger, the third finger, and the fifth finger on the right. Arisa was not concerned with the order. He used to make a mockery of those who cut the nails in a specific order. Nevertheless, the Magen Avraham says it's best to be concerned not to cut in order. If not cut in the order recommended, not to cut in order. Says all these things they have nothing to do with halacha. Mind the copy. He who wants to be meticulous can be meticulous. Lo copy. He who does not want to be meticulous need not be meticulous. Which is basically what we say about things which fall into the realm of quasi-superstitious, that the people who are concerned should be are concerned. People not concerned are not concerned. And this has to do with a matter of a person's inner chemistry. But right should go first in cutting the fingernails before the left. Kobo is the opposite. Take the left hand's fingernails off first. I don't know his reason. Maybe he was a lefty. I don't think that's the reason. I think this will not be one of the things difference between lefty and righty. One has to be meticulous not to throw one's nails to the ground. The Shema Tavor Isha Abara B'Tapil. Nobody understands how this would be, but maybe a pregnant woman will pass by and she'll have a miscarriage as a result. L'chein b'makom she'eni shamatziyah. That's in a place where the women are not prevalent. So mo beis medrash, like in a beis medrash, leitz lamba, you can toss your nails on the floors. Also, if the nails are not in the place where they fell, but they have been swept somewhere else, or moved somewhere else. Mishnah brings on a rabbi that might only be when you move them completely from the room. Gang, but any man, even just move them, gang can listen, that's not a problem. And so too, if you cut with the knife with which you cut your nails, something after you cut the nails, gankin of kpedo also there's no concern. From it says there that nails chasid sarfon, a pious person burns them. Tzadik kovron, a person who is not that pious but is a righteous person, buries them. For Russia zarkon, and a Russia just tosses them. All the words of Chazal are very trustworthy. These are matters which have to do with spiritual forces, which the nature of man's intellect cannot grasp. And it's obvious that all these things, washing, cutting nails, and shaving, it's best to do after midday. The Nika Yos, the Yos and Nika should look over Shabbos because then it's more recognizable. It's for the honor of Shabbos. When we come on level, Hasim also Kodim Chatzos Ganketov. Do before Chatzos, it's also good. Chol Shabbos of Shabbos. The main thing is if it's since done on Friday. Nika Shul Chaved Shabbos. It's obvious that it's for the honor of Shabbos. Chem Meforsh Benazir Ayin Sham. Yesh Ma'ashimachin Arbei on Mechatz VaMikvah. Those who wait till very much the last minute to do the bathing and the mikvah. And she came up here Kabbalah, and they said this is Alpi Kabbalah. There's a shita that you get in the Shamay Seir from the mikvah. I guess that would be only realistic if you did it very late. But the Arukh HaShulchan says with Toyim here they're making a mistake. Usually guard by men want to rebuke them. Ba'adarabah. On the contrary, the Rakachar Chatzos Mitzalaktim. It is best to do these after Chatzos, but as soon as possible after Chatzos. Vav. Shanir b'Mishnah. We learned the Mishnah Shlosh Dvarim Tzarich Adam Leimar B'Sof Beis Erev Shabbos Yichad Shnecha. First, let's say three things in his house Erev Shabbos as the evening is falling. Or Mishnah makes it clear before Bein Hashmashos, while it is stayed the daytime. So there'll be enough time to accomplish these tasks and still add Michol El HaKodesh. Yisart, and they are. Yisartim, did you take off the maestros? Eravtim, did you make the eruv? Haligos, light the candles. The last thing, the those shaykh can ask if they lit the candles. Shari roish, olidiku. You see whether they're lit or not. It's later yesh lomar by us we can add. He frashed them challah. Did you say by challah? The Shmuel says our minhag is not to ask that. The nashim shalom zvidas and matidas hamiras balein. Our women are diligent and they do not wait for their husbands to tell them. So we're going to say you have to say it in a soft and easygoing voice. Also tell them to stop, desist from forbidden labors. When you have to make a eruv chatzeros, which means use the bread in order to make sure you can carry in a certain area. Also, do yourself. Don't rely on others to do for you. Siman Reish Samech Aleph. Zman Havlokas Neros. Time it comes to light the candles. Aleph, Tiny Mechilta. Zachar v'Shamar. Zachar v'Shamar, there are many interpretations, but here means Zachar milfonov v'Shamar achrav. Remember Shabbos before it begins and keep it after it ends. We can't Omer from here, they said, Mosif min Chol HaKodesh, we add from the weekday on to the holy day. Mashal L'Shul Zev, interesting analogy, to a wolf who sees his prey both before and before him and behind him. Akal Shana. V'achi Perusha. This is what says Rosh Hashanah. What does it mean? Derech zeh. The derech zeh she'eno rega be'em be'emtza guf. The wolf does not kill an animal in the middle of its body. El omer faneh b'tzavora, or either in front of it, its neck, omer achrei, or in its back. And just like the wolf kills the entire body by it's biting either in the front or in the back of the animal. So too, let us see if we don't add from a weekday on to Shabbos, before and after, hareza kimachalel kol Shabbos. Simply desecrating the entire Shabbos, because not meticulous to that precious to add on to it. Therefore, the Torah warned about this. Human being does not know precisely what time it is. She has to add on for the weekday on to the holy day. It says about the time we add to Yom Kippur. How on Shabbos we also need to add from the weekday on to Shabbos or Yom Tov. Tam Lomer Tishbesu Shabbaschem. Anytime you have a day of rest, Tishbesu. Add on. Anytime it says desist. We add from the weekday on the holy day. Brackets. Daled Yoliv Shabbosim Misheshes Mebreshis. It says that we learn Shabbosim from the sixth day of creation. Mal Alon Hi Asura Fanem Muteresh. Just like by Shabbos, the sixth day of creation. Beforehand, it was also beforehand, which is permissible. Because the Hashem Mishum Davi Porta. That it means that the Seven Shabbos is very small, and therefore it's not considered to be significant in terms of saying that. There's a little bit of lefanel also when it's also. The Medrash L'Kosher Klau, according to the Medrash, is not difficult at all. Because you have to add on. There it's about Tosevis Lam Yom the Shvius. There it's about the 30 days which you add on to Shemitah. And that has no parallel by Shabbos. There it says you're allowed to work until the sun sets. In other words, relative to 30 days you add on to Shemitah, there's no addition to by Shabbos, even though it's there is a minimum amount that you should have. Whatever they said, Arukh HaShulchan doesn't bring it down. Base. Base. Yeshu and those who say so he wrote a strange language. He says some people say you have to add from the weekday on to the holy day. Because of Yeshomrim, he says some people say. Because the Rambam only mentioned adding on by Toseves Yom Kippur, to start afflicting oneself, meaning refrain from eating and drinking, before Yom Kippur begins, before the actual Yom Kippur. This has to do with how we learn Sugin Yoma. But most of the rabbis have Bahag, Verif, Varosh, Vasmag, Vasmak, Vayreim, Varan, Vamagimishta. The old Pascal meditation of Torah, the Torah Shabbos Yotav, they paskin that the Shabbos Yotav is the Oraisa, it's required by the Torah itself. On the early day of Kamina, says Arukh. Anyway, there's no practical ramification. The Hazel Pshita, because it's obvious. The Muchashim Muchach, you gotta stop working a bit before Shkia. The Tzam saying to be precise ain't called b'yad basar v'dam. It's not within the capacity of human beings. Now we have atomic clocks. Now everybody has access to atomic clocks. And besides that, we know now that the time's given for sunset are precisely precise. So there has to be some sort of buffer zone, at least a minimal one. Like we brought a name from the Medrash before. I'm not sure which Medrash he's referring to. I guess the Mechilta of Zohar Milfan Shem Bachrav. And right after Shkia, the minute begins, after sunset, the minute begins the twilight, Shusabek Skilo, which you can be liable to stoning. If Osam Malachim B'Sheni, Bein Hashmashos, Bereshas Motzei Shabbos, and you should know that if you do Malacha on Erev Shabbos during twilight at, let's say, 6:51, and Motzei Shabbos during twilight at 6:51, Mimanav Shachir Chai Misa. Obviously, 80 Masrah, so it's a whole bunch of things here, but theoretically, because one of the two was the Chilul Shabbos. It's not we say that both are not Chilul Shabbos. No, one of the two is Chilul Shabbos. Does B'shnei Bein Hashash Mashos. And there's two Bein Hashmashos, Be'erev Shabbos, and Motzei Shabbos, B'zman Echad at the same time. Mimanav Shachayim Chatos. Okay, we can't give you the death penalty, but Chayim Chatos. Okay, plus like a Rambam, Parakeh, Ayin Shah. So since you have to stop working from, you have labor some points before Shkia in order not to get into twilight, there's an additional amount as well. And there's no specific shear, no specific defined minimum for the shear of the Tosefes. Mishmur says that the Tosefes is by Dibur or by they saying Baruch or a woman by lighting candles. It's questionable if it works to be Makaba one's heart. So Mishmur's point is he's supposed to say, I'm Makaba upon myself Tosefes Shabbos. Arukh HaShulchan does not mention that one has to verbalize that. Mishmur says it's not enough to add a little bit. You need more than that. And the shear of the Tosefes with Menash Moshos comes out to about half an hour, which all depends on where you are in time of year. But the Rebbe Shem Zalman says that one should stop Malacha 2 minutes before Shkia at the very most, not to get too close. Gimel. In terms of what is Ben Hashmashos, Yesh Machlokas Ben HaPoskim. There's a big Machlokas. The Kafiyam Vur Gemara. Morning Shabbos says, "Hariz man ben hashmashos meshach hiluch shlosha rivim mil achar shkia." The amount of time which is ben hashmashos is the amount it takes to walk 3/4 of a meal after sunset. V'achar kach havilah, and that's nightfall. According to those who consider that a meal is 18 minutes out of a 60-minute hour, which is really according to Magen Avram, without getting into nuance here, but it's really 22.5 or 24 minutes before for a meal. But in any event, according to this opinion, which is 18 minutes out of 60, three quarters would be would be 13 and a half meal. 13 and a half minutes, I'm sorry. 13 and a half minutes. It says, you'll see only 1 star, it's daytime. Shnayim, we see 2 stars, Ben Hashmashos, it's twilight. Shlosha, see 3 stars, Lila, it's definitely night. Local Chachamim Gedolim, not that about big stars, which are actually planets usually, and near Bayom, which can be seen during the day. For Loktanim, and not very small stars, which can be seen in the depths of night. El Beinoim, but average stars. Ayin Sham. Zel Losher, Rambam, Perek 18 Dalet. Rambam says, Mishatishka Achama, by the time the sun sets, Ad Shiu Shosh Kochavim, until you see 3 stars, Beinonim, medium ones. Who has matched in Nichra Ben Hashmashos Chamakom? That's the time it's called Ben Hashmashos all over. Busavik Me'el, so we're not sure if it's day or night. Then we could give it the chumras of both. And these stars are not big ones, not small ones, medium ones, etc. Dalit. The words of Ramah are not understandable. You only see 1 star, it's still daytime. But that means it's not one of the stars you see during the day. If you see during the day, then you can't say that it's not a chiddush to say that it's still day when you see that 1 star. Of course. And it says explicitly afterwards that it's we're not talking about this, the 1 star I'm talking about versus the 2 versus the 3 is not the type of star which you see during the day. About the Beirin Kai. You're going to have medium stars. Hanir Makar Shkia, which is seen after sunset, but still considered to be daylight. That's the case. How can you say the Mishkia is Ben Hashmashos? At least it should wait for the first star. For Atom Allah Bezeh, many people are astounded at the Rambam about this. Is the Rambam? Yeah. Furthermore, why do you bring down just the stars and not the distance as measured by million? You can't say that the two means of gauging the time disagree. Because the Rif brings them both down. Obviously, that's not mutually exclusive. Ayin Sham, see there, Shmamin, a little plige. Comes out they're not arguing. Rambam bekavana kasav Cain. Maybe the Rambam wrote this way deliberately. Because this type of cheshbon is given over to the masses and even to women to figure it out. And even to Amaratzim. Who knows how to be precise in ascertaining 3/4 of a meal? Beinonim are distinguishing large stars and small stars and medium stars. So everything takes a simple statement. Simple, straightforward statement. Even though it's not yet actually nightfall in any way, shape, or form. But since everybody knows what sunset is, so therefore the shkia treat as benish moshes. How be benish moshes? Pasim lach now do ulacha shlosh golem harivade laila. When the 3 starts, it's definitely night. But now, the ramification is Lamisha yirtz to the cross krishma balayla. So he wants to read Shema at night or kiddush chayetz and say, so we should know how to measure that. Even though not everybody is conversant with the magnitudes of the stars. Nevertheless, there's no stumbling block here because this type of cheshbon leads one, 3 medium stars leads one to err on the side of caution. But after Shabbos, you need to know at that time what are middle stars. Not to make a mistake, you're seeing big stars. Shaman says 3 stars have to be in one area. Not scattered across the sky. Shaman says Vadi's Kamyon, the Damyon Kechada Kochavta. It's 3 stars which are seen as 1 star in Sham. Motzei Shabbos, you should be careful with this simon that they're close together. The Mishnah Berurah says on this, when you see small, two, 3 small stars, even if they're not adjacent to each other, and then you wait a little bit after you see that, then you also move at that point. Hey, Vinay Lashita said Rambam Techav Achar Shkia Maska Ben Shmashas. The Rambam immediately after Shkia Ben Shmashas begins. So Shita Sarifa Goyim, that's the opinion of the Rif and the Goyim. Number Rabbi Seder Balia Taisvis, Kazushin Rabbeinu Tam Shita Acheres Bezeh, the famous Shita of Rabbeinu Tam. They schema to the Shita of Rabbeinu Tam, schema Gam Ramban Varashba, Varosh B'tainis, Varamso Beis the Shabbos. They all agreed to Rabbeinu Tam. Shum the Kasha Lu Rabbi Seinu. Because it's difficult according to the Rishonim. Eila. The Echem Shalom Shemei Shkia, the Lai Lavi Rak Shlosh Revim Meal. How can you say that more on Shabbos until Shkia it's only 3/4 of a meal? I tell you, until it says after Shkia it's only 3/4 of a meal. But B'Psachim it says in Psachim the Mishkia V'Ara Lai Lava Dalam Milim. That Mishkia till nightfall is 4 meal, not 3/4, 4. The Rabbeinu Tam came up with the Chiddush. Shnei Shkia saying there are 2 sunsets. Hachas, the one has close as Shkia, is the beginning of the Shkia. Many ish arba milin al from then until nightfall, 4 meal, which is according to the 18-minute meal, 72 minutes. Shabbos, my reading of Shkia Shnia. And Shabbos talking about the second Shkia. Where the sun's already embedded in the sky, but did not yet go back up around the dome. Because the Rabbeinu Tam is going to the Shita of Chachmei Som Psachim, that the world has a dome on top of it, and at night the sun does not go around the sphere, but goes back over behind the dome, and comes back to the other side, and comes out again in the morning. So the Shkia Rishona is when it goes to the bottom of the dome, and the Shkia Shnia is when it goes out and starts curving up around behind the dome. Okay, so that's and he says similar and the sign that's still not at the edge of the dome is when it's still red in the western sky, opposite where the sun was. So according to time, from the beginning of Shkia until 3 meal and a quarter, at 9 yom it's for sure still day. Shabbos, and during that time you make Toseva Shabbos. Because and then Mashas start. And then 3 meal after 3/4 meal after that, which comes out to about, according to 72 Shita, 58.5 minutes. After that, you wait until the end of 72 minutes, which is another 13.5 minutes, and then Havilayla. Then afterwards, the night begins. There's opinion of Rishonim, the Ravon and the Rami Metz. the Reim, Shemnei Kusha Zu Omer the Shir Shlosh Mil Shmesh Moshos Hem Koydem Ashkia. It's a very big chiddush that the three meal are before Shkia. 3/4 of a meal are before our sunset. But a chamos or arts when the sun is still overhead and on overland. There's a question being on Koydem Ashkia Avi Savik Laila. In before sunset is the Savik Laila. Fidu Tzarech Avishim Lacha Alikas Aneres Man Rav Kom Shkia. Then you have to separate yourself from Lacha and light candles a long time before Shkia. We're not makbid on the shita. He says brackets about Bach because of sheyesh l'chushla. Bach said one should be concerned with it. I believe Moshe Feinstein at some point in his life started being makbid on the shita say rain. Says Rosh Hashanah, the truth is in the old days except Shabbos 2 hours before nightfall. Praiseworthy are they. For the bottom of Zeb, see when Reish Mem Beis. We'll see hey, we'll see the Reish Nagav, see Gimel and Sham, and the think of some Avram. But we will come back to this topic still tomorrow. Famous issue of Rabbeinu Tam.